Essentially what I'm going to show you is engagement training, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can layer on as many intricacies as you want to, or you can keep it really, really simple. And for some dogs, simpler is better, and for other dogs, layering on more things is going to be better. But for now, let me show you what this very simple, very basic form of engagement training looks like. Hey guys, how's it going? So in this video, I want to show you guys how to build off of the routine that we've created in the first part. Once you get the dog to the point where they're comfortable with you, they're comfortable enough with the new environment, and they've also got enough food drive to work with, they're ready for the next step. This next step is really simple. All we're trying to do is to start creating a positive association to us. And we're going to do that through food. And that's why developing a feeding schedule with the dog was so important in the routine building phase, because we're going to need a certain level of food drive. We're going to need like a minimum level of food drive to work with before this will work. So if your dog doesn't have enough food drive, don't try moving on, because it's not really going to work. Make sure your dog at least is comfortable with you and has a base level, a minimum level of food drive to do this drill that I'm going to show you here in a second. And essentially what I'm going to show you is engagement training, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. And you can layer on as many intricacies as you want to, or you can keep it really, really simple. And for some dogs, simpler is better, and for other dogs, layering on more things is going to be better. So it really just kind of depends on the dog and what you want to do with the dog, and how much energy you have and how much energy the dog has. There's a lot of factors. So what I figured I'm going to do is I'm going to start very simple, and over the course of a few videos probably, I'll show you how to make engagement training more interactive, more intricate, and how to layer it on as many things as you care to, really, as many things as you think would be helpful for you and your dog and so on. And I'll explain all of that as we go. But for now, excuse me, let's just keep it very, very simple. And so what I'm going to show you is probably the simplest form of engagement training you could possibly do. And at the same time, anytime I start engagement training, I also start conditioning markers. Essentially all a marker is, it's a sound, usually a sound. It can also be a visual cue, like a hand signal or something like that, or a physical cue of some sort is also another way to do it. But whatever, it's usually a sound, so let's just assume a sound. It's a sound cue that tells the dog that a reward is coming. Now you could keep it as simple as that, or you can make the marker, like one marker mean you're going to bring the reward to them. You can make another marker mean that they come to you for the reward. You can teach them that the reward item is in the environment somewhere. Go get it, right? There's so many things, but we're not going to worry about all that right now. We're going to keep it very simple. And what we're going to do is just a basic continuation marker, I suppose, is what this one would be, where you're just going to give the dog their food reward in close range whenever they're right next to you. Yeah, that's really all there is to it. We're going to keep it that simple. So I've got Leica here. She's laying down here at my feet. I'm going to change the camera here in a little bit so you guys can see more of her and less of me. What I'm going to do with her, essentially, is I've got her evening meal here in a treat pouch. Speaking of feeding schedules and the importance of it, her morning feeding was 1 cup of her kibble. She had that for breakfast because I had to work all day. It's the evening time now, and I'm home. I'm getting ready to work with her now. And this is her other half. This is her other cup, because she gets 2 cups of food a day. And I'm gonna go through it throughout the course of the evening, and hang out with her quite a bit in the house. I may even use this food to reinforce it for good behavior in the house as well. I'll show you guys that in another video. But for now, let me show you what this very simple, very basic form of engagement training looks like. All right. So all you're gonna do is have the dog's food on you and ignore them. Don't pay any attention to them. Don't entice them. Don't try to do anything with them. Just wait for them to choose to interact with you in some way. Good. When they do, say your marker word and give them a piece of food. So for me, with the continuation marker, I like to use the word good. So every time she starts to move towards me, gives me eye contact, offers a sit, maybe she'll offer a down, whatever. She starts offering any sort of behavior or shows any sort of interest in me whatsoever, I'm going to mark and reinforce her. I'm going to say good, give her a piece of food. That's all there is to it. Good. This is part of the reason why having the dog's food motivation kind of high is so important, because you're not going to entice them. You're essentially allowing their food drive them to want to interact with you, because once they figure out that you are the key to their food, they're going to want to hang out with you more. They're going to want to do more with you. You can see right now, Lake is watching me, but she's not trying to interact with me. It's because I can tell by the way she's behaving, she's not super food driven at the moment. Probably because I fed her a full cup of food for breakfast, and she's just not that hungry yet. So knowing that going forward, what I may do is maybe give her a little bit less in the morning. Maybe I'll give her a half cup of food instead of a full cup. But regardless, just going to wait her out. She's going to the bathroom right now. That's what she had to do, turns out. We'll see if she starts interacting with me after she's done going to the bathroom. Here she comes. Good. Marker. Yeah. She's not that hungry. So her food drive is not enough at the moment, I would say. Good. Now maybe she's getting an appetite. I'm just going to stay on it for a little bit, see what she does. She'll tell me where she's at. Good. Good. There we go. She's doing better now. Sometimes just a little bit of patience. Good. One other thing I want to point out, I'm sure you guys get this picture already. It's literally this simple. Ignore the dog, wait for them to interact with you. Good. When they do, say your marker word, give them a piece of food. One little detail I want to point out. Good. It's not so little. Good. Makes all the difference. Is the environment that you're in whenever you do this. Notice how the environment's very chill, very calm, very quiet. Good. There's not a bunch of squirrels or rabbits or anything running around. There's no other dogs. There's no other people. There's nothing going on. It's very sterile. Good. That's the kind of environment you want to start in. If you try to do this in an environment where there's too much stuff going on, you're likely not going to get anywhere, at least in the beginning. Good. 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 Once they understand this game and they know that interacting with you gets their food and they're all for it, and you can tell that they understand it and they enjoy doing it, good. Then we'll start layering on distractions. But in the beginning, when they're just figuring this out, just starting, keep it very calm and quiet. Good. Keep the sessions really short, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, but do multiple sessions a day. 2, 3, 4, 5. Really, the more the merrier. Good. One is better than none, sort of thing. This is a very good place to start. Very low key, easy way. Start teaching your dog that interacting with you is a fun thing to do. If they get distracted on something, let them be distracted. Good. Don't try to entice them. Good. Whenever they choose to interact with you, mark and reinforce them. So right there, she got a little spooked by something. I don't know what. Something rustled over here in the grass. Something like that happens, just ignore it. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't try to coddle them. Don't try to entice her and try to entice them back over to you. Just wait. Good. When they do, mark and reinforce them. That's it. That's all there is to it. In the next video, or one of the future videos, likely the next video, I'll show you guys how to make this more fun and more interactive. Good. And also I'll show you how to create what's called a release marker. Really, you can do a lot with a dog with just a good continuation marker and a good release marker. Good. That's all you really need for most training. Good. Good. But for now, just get some practice doing this. Some basic behaviors to mark. Eye contact is a big one. Sitting is a good one. Good. Sitting and eye contact is great. Moving with you, moving towards you, a heel and a recall, right? Got eye contact, good. Sitting, downing, heel, recall, any behavior that looks like any of that, that's what you want to do. Good. That's what you want to mark, I should say. Mark and reward. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's all I'm going to show you guys for now. In the next video, we'll step it up a few notches, add on another marker, and then we'll also turn food into a little bit more of a game and start to blend play with toys and food together. Not really play with toys yet, but we're going to start playing with food, which is kind of like that middle ground right before we start playing with toys. So if your dog likes playing with toys, they'll really like this game too. But also if you have a dog that's kind of, you know, chill like Leica is, it can really get them fired up. It can bring a little bit more intensity out of them.